Okay. I had to take a little bit of a break. I had to answer the phone. So I have my coffee here. I do want to find a box for the tripod. We have to package it up. I have to look for the UPS label. We'll take that. You guys can come with me. We're gonna go drop off all this stuff to the dumpster. Because kind of like I was saying before. Wait, what? Dude, what the heck? They changed my schedule around. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I have a label from Amazon. Okay, here's my shipping label. Okay. I want to just share it to my to my email. I think we'll do that. Never mind. We'll just do it when I get there. It'll be fine. Okay, let's put a star next to that. Okay, and as soon as they receive that, I'll be able to get a new tripod for us, you guys, because I know that the angles are crazy. They are not the best. You could hardly see what I was doing yesterday. I feel like whenever we were trying to build that power rack, so. Also, I might have to stop the live in a little bit. I'm waiting for another phone call, so after that, I should be in the car. I should be on my way there. And if anything, I could probably just maybe turn the camera on when I'm halfway there, or by the time we leave UPS, or, you know, whatever. So, I mean, that's really, I think. Also, I was going to make a... Hello from Greece. Hello. Hello, how are you? I have my little book here that I was going to track for... I have like I have another notebook with just like health advice and like certain workouts, different types of splits. Rehab workouts are in that one. And this one is just for my... Hello. Okay, and then I have this one just for like low back notes. Like I recently got my SI joint kind of agitated, a little irritated. I've been having a little bit of pain, so I've just been tracking my pain daily and with the movements that I do every day just to see my progress. And then I also have a little bit of my increments of weight loss also written down here. So I'm gonna write in this little notebook here for a little bit until I wait for this phone call. I'll close the live, I'll come back, and then we should be out. We're gonna take the tripod to UPS. I have to go drop off those clothes, and then we'll be able to come back home, hang out. Let's see. Yes, so We're just hanging out for a little bit, you guys. We did go live a little earlier, but this is like the usual time that I'm usually on the stream. I had to let the phone go for a phone call, so I'll be turning it off in a little bit for another phone call. Today we woke up, we are, let me see, same thing, 166.4, and no change today, 29.5 for waist. Our top goal, this was the April 8, what is today, you guys? The 23rd? We have the start date for that health journey. I don't know if anybody was keeping up with that. We started to take it completely serious, change our life a little bit more. October 2025 is when we started to make the change. I was 173 pounds. My waist inches at the time was 34.5 inches around my waist. No, not just my stomach, which would probably have been a wider part, which would probably have been 36, I'm just gonna guess, inches for the stomach. And 34.5 for the waist. So, hello, what are you guys doing today? Someone said, this is a good question. Someone said, would you rather be rich but never have friends? Or always broke but always have lifelong loyal friends? I'd probably choose the second one. Because it probably would be nice at first to just like have the security, but, and I do really good on my own, but we need connection. So like whether you'd like to believe you're better off or not, like we need connection. We're humans. So I feel like the second one, if I had no other options, yeah, the second one for sure. Yeah, because like, yeah, you just cannot buy love. Like that is just one of those things that you couldn't buy. So let's see. I have the next date we have is January 2026. I don't have a date for it, but that's just the general month. I was 167 pounds, 0.1. No measurement for the waist there. 165.4 pounds, April 6th, 2026. And we have 30 inches for the waist there. So that was just before we went to Coachella. And I don't have anything for March because I think there was more of a fluctuation from 166 and I think all the way back up to like 169. So we didn't have the fluctuation there listed, but you guys know the truth. It's not written down, but I'm just realizing like there was really no change. The only next lowest increment from there was 165.4. That's April 6th. Good morning. What are you guys doing today? I'm only seeing the comments on Twitch here, so let me look at our YouTube. Appreciate you guys. What are you guys doing today? You're starting vacation? Nice. Where are you guys going for vacation? Are you guys celebrating something specific, or is it just like what you're gonna do with your summer so far, your spring? Let's see, let me turn this on for YouTube comments, you guys, so I can see everything, because it's kind of small font. I hope everybody's having a good day today. We're tracking some notes I'm sharing notes for my weight loss journey. Appreciate you guys for the likes. I appreciate that, because I can see that now. And the taps, appreciate that. Someone's here from England. Hello. Someone said they're from India. Beautiful. Someone said from Vegas, right on. Experienced any haunted or creepy incident ever? I have. But I guess we'll save that for another day. I hope everybody's feeling good today. I hope everybody's well. I have the comments here so I can see everybody. We're drinking a coffee. I'm waiting for a phone call. And we're just going over the notes here for weight loss. I'm dead. That's funny. We have the next date after that is 167 April. And that one is the 16th. That is the day after. Sorry, we have 159.4 April 14th. That is the day after I came back from Coachella. We were really depleted. Really depleted. So we went down about 6 pounds. Well, we'll say 5. From there, and then also ended up spiking back up to 167 April 16th. From low glycogen storages, that was dehydration, and then 2 times the normal activity that we would have had. Not enough sleep recovery to maintain that. And yeah, that's basically it, as why we dropped so much after there. So it's really not true weight loss. It was just water storages and low sodium and all that stuff. So then after regulating for the next couple days, 167, a lot of retention. That's just what the body will do. Wants to make sure it holds onto water. It's more of like a survival thing that the body will do after being depleted for so many days and not eating enough calories. It's kind of like, well, we got to hold on to this. Don't know whenever we're not going to have another opportunity to not eat or to eat. So the spike is there. Then after 4 more days, April 20th, we are 30.5 inches, 166.5 pounds. Now we're going back down to the numbers we had basically before we went to Coachella. April 6th was around there, 165.4. So we're coming back down to regular or normalcy here and slowly going back down after that spike. And we're still kind of regulating at this point. Hello from India. Hello. Hello. Do you take care of your hair? A lot. It's just part of my daily routine. And yeah, so it's just part of my day. I've always had long hair, so it's not like I guess it's not a big part of my regimen to like get ready or throughout the week. It's just like small steps in caring for myself. It's just part of my day now. It's not really something I think about though. So compared to someone with maybe like short and fine hair, I don't know if maybe it's just because I have long hair. So I don't know. Okay, that is our next day, 166.5, April 20th. That's 30.5 inches. As you can see that the weight has gone, it has gone back down. And now we have another ½ inch. There's a lot of water retention taking place in this time between the 16th and I would even say from the 14th, later on that day, to the 21st of April, actually. So I would always just pay attention to both trends, the number on the scale and the inches itself, because sometimes your inches will catch up to the number and vice versa. The number might be reflecting lower, but yet you'll be bloated, and then that one would change down or, have a downward trajectory after the scale changes. So I wouldn't necessarily skip over tracking it down, like writing it down. It's nice to see it. It just helps for reference, and it helps remember exactly what took place. I even wrote a little bit of notes there, like, you know, I traveled, I didn't eat enough calories. So with that being said, most likely, you know, I was dehydrated. I was also drinking alcohol for those days, so extremely dehydrated. I was moving a lot more than I normally would. I didn't have even my BMR calories, not even at least that some of the days. So low glycogen because of that really affected us. So it would be nice to make notes of it, but you obviously don't have to. Just the numbers itself, if that is enough for you. But I kind of like to pay attention to it just so I can see just how much my body responds to maybe whatever I participated in or whatever the circumstance was for me that day. And then that way I can kind of predict how my scale might look in another week, or how the inches might be affected, or whatever the case is. Just helps me stay on track more if I know what to be prepared for. Our next one is 166.8, April 21st. What do you do for hair? How do you take care of it? It is, let's see. Sleep is important. In regards to health, yes, 100%, whether you're losing weight or not, 100%. But for muscle development, it's crucial. And especially in order to lose the weight, a lot of the time people will struggle with, like, maybe if cravings is your issue. A lot of the time, let's just say, for instance, you're not mobile, or maybe you're recovering from surgery and maybe working out was the only way you could really deal with your stress. Now you have high cortisol, you would rather drink or do something that you can do sedentary. You know, sometimes that could just inflame the system a little bit more. It's stress on your body now if you're drinking alcohol. And, you know, sometimes drugs or, you know, indulgence and stuff like that, it could just lead to cravings in general. So I think that one of those main things would probably just be management of stress, and a lot of it can be mitigated with just consistent rest at the same time of day, going to bed at the same time, and sleeping for the same amount of hours every single day, and waking up at the same time of day. Having regulated sleep, whether you're losing muscle or not, even for weight loss, because it would affect your next days. Let's see. Hello, what's going on, you guys? And to care for my hair, whenever it gets greasy, I wash it. I don't like to push the days out farther than they need to be. If I can't part my hair and it goes back naturally, then it's clean. And if I part it and it just sticks to my head, then it's obviously dirty. That's just kind of how I consider it, dirty or clean. Obviously you can feel based on texture and sheen at some point, like obviously grease shows. So yeah, like, and I work out. So if it's a week where I'm probably working out 5 times a week, and even having active rest days, I'll still sweat from my head down. So for me, I feel like it comes a little bit sooner than later. Just as soon as it gets greasy, though, that's general advice. And I trim my hair every 3 weeks, depending if I use heat tools or not. Sometimes I can kind of stretch it out a little longer, but at least every month I trim my ends, and I'll only do 1/4 of an inch all the way down, and all the way across. Also, I let all my layers grow out, so it kind of gives an illusion of more fullness since everything's the same length and it's not thinned out in the middle, so that's helped. Plenty of water, and vitamins, like, and I don't even take anything like specifically for my hair other than zinc, and I want to say that helps with the not necessarily the production of hair, but the strength in the follicle from the root. So that's the only specific one that I actually know is for my hair. And just try to have a rich diet in dark colored vegetables, and just, yeah, plenty of water and rest, but also not drinking a whole lot of alcohol, trying not to be dehydrated, and using a heat protectant. I don't heat style my hair often, and if I do, some months I'll do it, 2 weeks in a row, and I just use heat protectant, and just try to give my hair a break. I'll notice that if I use heat without heat protecting, my hair becomes dull. It loses the natural sheen, so I just kind of be wary of that. It might be different for other people, how long they can really do that to their hair with negligence combined. Sometimes people with a lot of preparation for their hair, they don't really have that issue. It just depends on the strand of hair they have. So I think that's really it. Oh, I only shampoo the roots, and I usually do the first lather. First lather usually doesn't have any bubbles, and so then I do 2 lathers. Second lather should have plenty of bubble. That's how I know it's clean at the top. And then I only condition the ends, and I let the conditioner sit in my hair for as long as it takes for me to wash my body and maybe shave or wash my face, or pumice stone my feet, something else while I let my hair sit. I don't really time it. And then I used to do hair masks whenever I dyed my hair, but I don't do that anymore. It wouldn't be a bad thing, but I noticed that the more conditioner I use, it kind of weighs down my waves. Okay, maybe that might be it. I think that might be it. I'm trying to get to the point on all those, but that's all I can think of at the top of my head. Back to the numbers. So, sorry about that. Maybe I can clip that part of this. If somebody wants to have reference for those tips, they don't have to look really hard, I guess. Appreciate you guys for the likes and give me the taps. Hello from India. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, so we have 166.4. 29.5 waist, April 22nd. That was just a couple days ago. So we're finally back on track of losing weight. The body has regulated now from 14th to, I'm gonna see how many days in between it took for my body to come back down to like normal. That was at least a full entire week for the body to say, okay, we're not in starvation mode. We have a consistent environment where we're eating enough, consistent activity, consistent rest. The body will go back down and regulate. Now it's the 22nd. We're finally in a comfortable place for the body to be like, okay, we can lose this weight. After 7 days of information that the body received, it's literally telling me like, okay, yeah, we're in a safe place to let this excess fat go. We really don't need it for the lifestyle that we're living now. So, and that is not water, that is true weight loss, because the number is slowly, incrementally going downward. It's not a big jump from like how it was, 165.4 down to 159.4 the next time we log. That's a lot. Usually a big jump within just a few days is usually water, stress on the body, and not a true representation of fat loss, or at least a representation of fat loss that will most likely come back. Double. And it did. My body wanted to hold on to the carbs and water and fat in order for it to be able to feel like it can function again, or to avoid a period where there might be another chance of having to go into survival mode, having to jump through another 5 pounds going downward. So that's what the body will respond with. It held on to a lot more. It went all the way up past my previous regular goal, added 2 more pounds on, 167. So coming back down from that. We have a little bit more water retention. I think there was carbs that through that weekend there from my birthday. Carbs, water, sodium, just catch up. So like catching up from the previous days, 166.8. And then finally 0.4 of a pound down. And the waist also shrunk a whole entire inch. So water loss, an appropriate amount of water, to let go of, and true weight loss, 0.4 pounds. So that is the 22nd, and today the same, 166.4, 29.5, no change. Nothing has changed, and that is today. So we are officially now, let's go ahead and track, just double check. We have 173. I think it was 173. If it wasn't 0.1, then it was 0.4. Minus 166.4. We are officially 7 pounds down. And regardless of the pounds doesn't matter. The number on the scale for me does not matter because muscle is more dense than fat. So my true number that I really care about is the inches. So we started at 34.5 inches around the waist. And now we are 29.5. Let's go ahead and... So we've lost 5 full inches off of the waist. So just for reference, I think I was at my biggest, a 16, like a 16 in women. Or maybe it could have even have been 18, but I'm not really sure. 18 and then... or 16. I think it might have been 16. I'm not sure. Either one of those. Depends on the brand. If girls know. They know it's never consistent sizing with girls, especially with fabric. So, and I think for reference, it would be like at least a size 10 US. 10 or... No. It would have been at least 16 or 18 for the bottoms. I think I could have got away with wearing an extra large shirt for women and would have just been fine, or just a large shirt. And usually I wear medium or small. If it's cotton on, then it's like 2X or small. So it just depends. At a regular weight for me, probably a 13 or a 10 would be like the smallest for me. So 5 pant sizes down. It's pretty good. But I mean, we're not stopping there. My goal is to like literally have abs show. So, and I'm going very, very slow on this journey for that because I don't know where that number on the scale will be for me because muscle is more dense than fat. So I would imagine that the scale won't change very much from 166.4 until we kind of reveal the abs. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not expecting me to be 132 pounds. That's unrealistic. And I might lose maybe it only takes 5 more pounds of excess fat to be lost. Maybe that actually takes 10 more pounds of excess fat to be lost. Maybe it's 12 pounds of excess fat. I'm not particularly sure where it's going to reside for me. And that's my estimate, that I had 20 pounds of excess fat to lose. Excess only, not good God, not necessary fat. And that's also outside of like our BMI for outside of whatever it takes for like however much my skeletal muscle mass is, my lean muscle mass, how much water and blood is in my body, how much that weighs. Outside of that, we have our excess fat. And then we have another category for necessary fat. Fat for brain function, for mood, hormones, activity levels, for, it's usually going to be higher for women. We naturally store a little bit more fat than men, so all of that necessary. So we'll see. And I don't know where the waistline will be either. Just for reference. Hello, what's going on, you guys? We're going over some health numbers for anybody who cares about that segment of my life. It's like a small health journey going on since October. And since we're at 29.5, I don't know if maybe my abs will reveal in whenever it's 2 more inches down. So 27.5 or 27 inches or 26.5. I don't really know. I feel like 26.5 is pushing it. I don't think it's necessary to go that small, but 27 seems reasonable, only 2 more inches. But who knows? Who knows if muscle development in my abdomen or deeper core than that, like all those muscles against my spine, supporting my hips, supporting my sacrum, all of those things are going to add a little bit more volume on the inside, which then expands the abdomen a little bit more. So with that added pressure, it might not change as much, but it just might reveal, if that makes sense. So from here, we're kind of just dialing it down with the waist inches. I would imagine that the scale trend is going to go down at least another 4 pounds. And I might even project now, today is the 23rd. I would imagine that we could even see at least 10 more pounds go down on the scale. At most, pushing it would probably be 13 more. And I don't think that the waist would necessarily change as much. We'll see, but that's my projection. And I know we'll see a lot more maybe more of a transformation in my body at another 5 pound mark. And with only 7 pounds down, I do believe my face looks a little bit different. And just for reference, if anybody is curious about where they might have the most fat loss, first, misconceptions say, like a lot of people might say it's like your belly fat that will go down first, but really it's your face, the neck, the shoulders, the triceps, the biceps, the forearms, the hands. Some people feel it in their knuckles a lot more, and especially in their non-dominant hand. Their feet, sometimes people gain weight in their feet. They have to increase their shoe size because of the weight that they're at. So feet, calves, legs. And for women, usually the thighs and the midriff are the last to go. Obviously, it wouldn't be the case for a man's thighs, but, usually the last thing for a man is going to be the belly as well. So obviously there's a difference, and I could pull up reference photos. I feel like it'd be probably cool for people to see maybe my worst. the way I look, the worst will probably be a nice reference for people. And I would just have to really dig for photos and things like that. But a lot has changed in 7 pounds. I've lost 5 inches. So I don't know, for a lot of people, they might be smaller in stature than me, and they might even be younger than me, or older, who knows, but I feel like that's a lot in terms of just the inches. 7 pounds just sounds like 7 pounds. It doesn't really sound incremental or huge. 5 inches is, it's life-changing for a lot of people, especially if we're talking about now. My original size from being 173 and just bottoms was, an 18 or a 16. And now I'm going down all the way to a size 10. So it's like, it's a little bit, you kind of have to have a new wardrobe at that point. It is a little bit more impactful. So And that was only 7 pounds. You see what I'm saying? But that's also based on how I'm doing this as well. Let's say if I never hit any of my protein intake, if I never kept the intake for the protein high enough, then I probably would have lost 11 pounds. I probably would have lost, 15 pounds. You see what I'm saying? Because now we're retaining the most important aspect, which is muscle. And my body is not just tearing away at the muscle that I've built, which makes the scale drop faster, because now it's taking from both sources, not just fat, stored fat, excess fat, but also the other heaviest element in you, which is going to be your muscle. Since it's a lot more dense, it's a lot more full. And if your body realizes, oh, they're not working out as much, they're not eating as much to sustain the muscle, they're not eating enough protein, we can take from that source as well. So that is just my numbers. This is just how it's going to be for me, because I care to retain that muscle that I've built, whatever might be there. Don't know if it's a lot at this point, since I don't think that I was even at 173. I don't think I was hitting enough protein every day. I don't think so. Not at all. I'm doubtful of that. So we're really going to see. Definitely really going to see. So yeah. Oh, I'm going to get this phone call and I will be back later. I'm just going to call back. But yeah, so that's what we got so far. I appreciate anybody who's been, on a journey as well, not rooting for me, but here participating, hanging out, asking questions in regards to that. Maybe they have questions for someone in their life. Maybe they have questions for themselves. Maybe it's just a point of doubt for them, and seeing someone's beginning might be hopeful for them. I don't know. Do you swim? I know how to swim, but I don't swim for exercise or weight loss in this point in my life. No. My day is good. How are you guys? And hello. But yes, that is something I just love to share. I love to talk about it. I don't necessarily think people need to know this information, but you just never know who actually would. So I'd like to share as much as I have. I don't necessarily know if there's anybody out there that really cares. Maybe not in this moment in the live, but maybe when I turn the camera off and, hours go by and someone crosses the video and they feel it's important, then that's who it's for. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you another day. I appreciate you guys for the sub. I'll see you later, okay? Take care of yourselves. I will be back on stream in about maybe 35 minutes. Okay, see you guys. Bye.